Maid Park in Houston, Texas. It's interleague baseball. The first place Texas Rangers from the American League West open up the battle for the Silver Boot. The Lone Star Series comes to Minute Maid Park with the Houston Astros hosting the Rangers tonight. Good evening, everybody. Bill Brown and Jim DeShays for the first of three this weekend. First of six on the homestand for the Astros. And, J.D., they were 4-6 on the road trip.
Yeah, got off to such a great start, winning 3 out of 4 in Colorado. Then things went south. The Astros swept in New York, dropped 2 out of 3 in Kansas City. And now Ron Washington brings a red-hot Ranger club to Houston.
They've won 5 in a row on the road. And we'll take a look at tonight's pitching matchup. And it's brought to you by Jaguar and the Jaguar 2011 XJ.
Scott Feldman, their opening day starter, 17-game winner last year, has struggled this year, especially on the road. 2-4, 6.03. Wandy's had his struggles as well. Of course, just 3-9 this year. Much better here at home. 2-3 ERA, a little bit above 4.
Rangers bring some hot bats to Minute Maid Park, and the Astros have some hitters who had nice road trips. It's Josh Hamilton swinging the hot stick. Well, the Rangers, along with Vladdy Guerrero and some others, they bring a potent attack to town. It's a former Ranger, Carlos Lee, going to battle for the Astros tonight. We'll have more in just a moment. By Jack in the Box and by the Progressive Insurance Group. The Astros back home after that long 10-game road trip. And here at Minute Maid Park, they're 14-20. Brad Arnsberg gets ready, and he talks with Brett Myers, last night's starting pitcher in Kansas City. Things going so well for Brad Mills' club until the roof caved in that 4-run 7th inning, and the Royals won that one 5-2. So the Astros had a shot at coming back from that trip had they won that game last night with a .500 record, but now they move on. And lineup cards are being exchanged. Dave Anderson out with the Rangers card, Brad Mills with the Astros card. Rangers 10 games over .500. They're tied for their 3rd best record in history for this many games. Here's the Capital One starting lineup for Ron Washington. Elvis Andrus is the shortstop and leadoff man. It's Michael Young at third base, followed by Ian Kensler, the second baseman. cleanup man is Vladimir Guerrero. In right field, Josh Hamilton plays left field. Justin Smoke is the rookie first baseman. With Matt Trainer, the catcher tonight. Julio Bourbone's at center field, and the pitcher is Scott Feldman. As we look around Minute Maid Park, the Astros very happy to be back. Air-conditioned environment. It's interesting, JD, that Ron Washington has been using Vladimir Guerrero in the outfield in interleague games in the National League parks, even though he's trying to limit his use because of the possibility of injuries. Been primarily the DH for Wash this season, but he'll play tonight in right field, and he played a couple games in right field in the Florida series.
Well, you know, if he were struggling, it might be a different story. They might take the opportunity to give him some time off, but he's been swinging the bat so well, and the Rangers have been playing so well. Wash probably doesn't want to mess with that combination. Guerrero red hot, Josh Hamilton swinging it very well. This club, the Rangers, are 12-4 in the month of June, averaging better than 6 runs per game, and Vladimir Guerrero a big part of that. So Wandy has got his hands full tonight against this red-hot Ranger lineup.
The Astros take the field. Tommy Manzella back in the lineup. He heads out to shortstop, and his teammates join him on the field. While the umpiring crew goes to the assignments, it'll be Darryl Cousins behind the plate tonight, and Jim Joyce is at second base. Jim Joyce with the call on the Andres Galarraga would-be perfect game at first in that Detroit ball game, and he has moved on. But we had a similar situation last night with the Astros in Kansas City, and a play that was changed after initially being called a line drive caught by Jeff Blum. It was then overturned by the umpiring crew.
Well, Juan Rodriguez brought to you by Suzuki. Here's our scouting report. Needs to turn the page. Last time out against the Yankees, really struggled, allowed 8 runs, so he has to have a short memory on that one. In 4 starts against the Rangers in his career, he's 3-1. And boy, the matchup between Wandy and Ian Kinsler, keep an eye on that one. Kinsler absolutely owns Wandy to this point. 9 out of 12, 2 of those 9 hits have been long balls.
Well, Wandy was critical of himself after that last start. Now interested in heading in a more positive direction with this club joining him on the field, JD.
Well, the outfield is Lee Bourne and Pence. Obviously back home, no DH. Carlos Lee in left, Bourne and Pence center right. Infield, Blum, Manzella. Keppinger, Berkman, Humberto Quintero does the catching.
Astros 9-7 in June, so they've got some good things going. And there's Jeff Blum at third base tonight.
Yeah, right now he's discussing that play. He's talking it over right there. He just pointed to third and he said out at first. He's talking about the compromised play last night that Brownie alluded to when Jeff Short hopped that line drive. Originally called out. Jeff turned it into a double play, and then Ned Yost came out and argued. Here's the play right here. One of those oddities. He clearly handles it on the short hop. Mike Everett, the second base umpire, rules out. And then the argument ensues. And they ultimately reach a compromise. Given an out at first base, even though a throw was never made there, and the runner on second got third base. It was all play.
Elvis Andrus gets it started. Andy Rodriguez deals ball 1 high to a 286 hitter who has scored 45 runs. He's driven in 19. And Andrus showing bunt, pops it up. Quintero goes for it. Rodriguez cannot make the play as the runner was up the first base line. Wandy otherwise might have been able to get to that ball, but he risked a collision with Andrus as he went for it. Had some hang time on it. Andrus is a guy who will bunt his way on.
Ball dropped at Wandy's feet. I think what happened was he looked down to find the runner and then never found the ball.
High-powered Rangers attack ranks 4th in the American League in runs scored. Andrus is 7 for 17 in his career against the Astros. Just 2 hits in his last 20 at-bats. Ground ball to Jeff Blum, who's pulled in at third base and takes care of the first play for Wandy. Jeff's making his 10th start at third base. Earlier this season when Lance Berkman was injured, Pedro Feliz moved over and played first, with Blum getting some starts, but it's been a while since he's played third base. Feliz getting a rest tonight. And now Michael Young, who has become the all-time hits leader in the Texas Rangers franchise history recently, just a few days ago, passing Pudge Rodriguez. 318 with 7 homers for Michael. Former second baseman, and before that a shortstop, now playing third and taking strike 1. It's a 1-ball, 1-strike count to Young, who's among the league leaders in hits and total bases. 333 is his career average against Houston with 7 homers.
Among the league leaders in hits just about every year. Michael Young, he's a hit machine.
Currently, he has 1,749 hits for his career, 2 more than Pudge Rodriguez had for the Rangers. It's 3-1 to Michael. He's walked 21 times this year, and with those 87 hits, he ranks high on the leaderboard in the American League.
Tied there with Billy Butler, who we saw in this last series with the Royals.
This one goes out of play.
Wandy's best pitch is his curveball, but he can't live on that alone. So fastball command has been an issue for him at times this year. And changeup too. Been able to keep it down consistently. 3 wins, 9 losses, an ERA of 5.60. He's coming off his best year as a major leaguer last year. He was oh so good.
Young takes a walk. The appeal goes to first. He checked his swing. Marvin Hudson with the ruling. And now Ian Kinsler will bat.
That looked like he was able to check. A little change up off the outside edge.
Young doesn't do much base stealing. He's 2 for 4 this year. Kinsler is on a 7-game hitting streak. He's been batting third for about 3 weeks now. 275, 1 homer, 17 runs batted in for Ian. He was on the DL with a high ankle sprain. Got a late start to the season. Bunts and fouls it. It would be odd that he's bunting because of his career numbers against Wandy. 9 hits and 12 at bats with 2 homers and 4 runs batted in.
Unless 4 of those 9 hits were bunts, but I don't think they are. I think it's a case where he's absolutely a worn out Wandy. Whatever the book is Wandy has on him, he had to throw that book out and start a new one. Kinsler, he saw Blum back, thought he'd take a shot at dropping a bunt down.
Good interleague numbers for Kinsler. 388 against the Astros lifetime. And it's 0-2 to the University of Missouri product, who is going to turn 28 in 4 more days. The Rangers picked him up in the 17th round of the 03 draft. Today he just picked up a baseball. Good Friday night crowd here for the opener of this 3-game series, and they'll turn the tables next Friday night in Arlington as the Astros visit the Rangers. So we'll see some Houston fans up north for that one, just as we see Ranger fans here. 1-2, this Lone Star Series, the 10th edition, coming your way this season. Has provided some very interesting baseball. Texas has won 28. Houston has won 26. And in Houston, it's Texas 14, Houston 13 wins. 2-2. Rangers have won 5 of their last 7 here at Minute Maid Park.
There's the breakdown on Wandy last 3. Last time out in New York, 7 hits, 8 runs, 5 walks. Patient Yankee lineup. They wear you down.
Now 3-2 to Kinsler, and second straight 3-2 count for Wandy in this game. Rangers are 5th in on base average in the American League. They're only 10th in drawing walks. And Keppinger hope for a double play ball. The throw goes to first. Rangers have won 5 consecutive series. They are 5-1 on their current road trip. They won 2 of 3 at Milwaukee and then swept the Florida Marlins in a 3-game set. Their bullpen is pretty well worn down from a lot of recent work. Bouncer goes foul. Still a full count.
And when you get on a hot streak, you have a lot of leads to protect, so you tend to use those most valuable pieces in the bullpen a lot. The setup guys, the closer. Feliz has worked the last 3 games. McCullough Feliz is the closer. He's likely not available tonight.
Kinsler puts it in the air. Tommy Manzella goes out. Carlos Lee's coming in. Manzella will call and catch it in front of Lee. 2 outs. And Kinsler, who drove in 3 last night in Florida, is retired. Tough out lately on a 7-game hitting streak. Here's another one. Vladimir Guerrero. Guerrero hit a bomb last night against the Florida Marlins to take his hitting streak to 13 games. 335 average, 15 homers, 55 runs batted in. He's second in the American League in runs batted in. This is the 5th game of the 7 on this road trip to National League cities. He has started in right field. This fly ball hangs in right center. Hunter Pence moves in for it. And that's a 0 in the first for Wandy Rodriguez. Scott Feldman comes to the mound in just a moment. It's Michael Bourne in center field. Jeff Keppinger plays second base. Lance Berkman is the first baseman. Carlos Lee plays left field. Hunter Pence is in right field with Jeff Blum at third base. Humberto Quintero, the catcher, is followed by shortstop Tommy Manzella, who had a big road trip, and it's Wandy Rodriguez pitching.
Big right-hander Scott Feldman goes for the Rangers tonight. Scouting report brought to you by Suzuki. He was their opening day starter after a 17-game winning season last year. Recent work, 2-1, 3.66 ERA in June. ERA for the season, 5.28. He's been pretty hittable so far this year.
Michael Bourne takes his first pitch and gets ahead in the count, 1-0.
94 hits in 76 2/3 innings. That's a 300 batting average. He's allowed 9 home runs.
There's a strike to Michael to even the count at 1-1. Michael has fallen down to 258 after hitting 139 on the road trip. 5 hits and 36 at bats. It's 1-2 for Feldman. Feldman 1-0 lifetime against the Astros with a 5.06 ERA. Bounces the curve and it's 2-2. Last time out brought him a good start. Even though he struggled in terms of having base runners, Feldman did not give up a run in 6 innings and winning 4-3 at Milwaukee last Saturday.
Working with an extra day of rest now. Rangers had an off day.
Bourne bounces one. There's Justin Smoke, the young first baseman, and a close call at first, but it's out number 1 as Marvin Hudson watches Feldman beat Bourne to the bag.
Take a look at the Rangers defensively now. Josh Hamilton in the left, Borbona center fielder, Guerrero in right. Boy, big arms in the corners of their outfield. Infield of Young and Andrus. They've each made 9 errors. But Andrus will do something this weekend that makes you say, wow, he's quite the player. Smoke, the youngster, Kinsler, the veteran over there at second base. And Matt Trainer is the catcher.
Astros who would be able to use their running game with Feldman's time to the plate and Trainer's throwing arm if they get some base stealers on. Jeff Keppinger, 286, has 1 homer, 22 runs batted in.
I.e. Michael Bourne. he's the designated base stealer.
A liner to left for a hit, and Keppinger jumps all over that pitch for the Astros' first hit of the night. Well, Jeff, after hitting 205 on the road trip, gets a good swing back at home. That creates a hole on the right side for Lance Berkman. Switch hitting first sacker with a 241 average, 6 homers, 28 runs batted in. Lance hit only 121 on the road trip with 4 hits and 33 at bats. He has 10 career homers in the Lone Star Series. That leads both clubs. And a 291 career average against Ranger pitchers. Feldman gets strike one call. Berkman's 2 for 6 against this right-hander, who was given a 3-year contract 3 days before the opener, and he was the opening day starter, worth nearly $14 million. After that 17-win season J.D. talked about last year, in which he worked 189 innings.
Big sturdy right-hander. He can manipulate the fastball. He likes to cut it in on the left-handers. And there he just threw a pretty good sinker, curveball, slider, and a changeup as well.
Feldman, a native of Hawaii, went to the College of San Mateo in California. Berkman out into center field. Julio Bourbon will play it as a hit. And Lance had a couple of those to center field last night in Kansas City. Line drive singles in the first and 9th innings. And now 2 men on for Carlos Lee with 1 out. Astros have a threat going, and they have the right man at the plate. Their club RBI leader with 37 has 10 homers and a 224 average for El Caballo, who was a Ranger for a couple of months in the 06 season, traded there by Milwaukee. Carlos hit 263 on the road trip with 2 homers. He drove in 9. Rangers know all about him. He's hit 331 in his career against Texas pitching with 13 long balls. Lee outside, ball 1. Feldman, being the opening day starter, has had 17 consecutive decisions in road games. It's the longest active streak in the majors. 2 away from the Rangers club record of 19 set by Charlie Huff. In the air and shallow left field. Andrus goes out, gives way to Hamilton. 2 outs.
Somebody did some digging there to come up with the record for consecutive road decisions for a Rangers pitcher. Wow. I wonder if Charlie's going to fly in if Feldman passes him. Big presentation on the field.
He'll flutter in. He'll parachute in, maybe. Now Hunter Pence, the rally hawk now. He got a haircut from Wandy Rodriguez. He wanted his head shaved. Wandy went with the mohawk look instead. Hunter accepted that. 269, 10 homers, and 30 runs batted in for Hunter, native of Arlington. He had a nice series in Kansas City, going 5 for 11.
Well, hopefully he didn't give Wandy a big tip.
That's ball 1.
Let's take a look at the new look that Hunter is sporting. And when I asked him about it, he said, well, it was either his grandmother, great-grandmother, or great-great-grandmother, somebody down the line. It was a full-blooded Comanche. So that's kind of the thing he's got going now. He's breaking out his Comanche warrior.
It's 1-1. Feldman goes back to the breaking pitch. Feldman, from reports, has not had the late action on some of his pitches recently. Hunter's a .347 career hitter against the Rangers. Cut fastball's not been moving as it had been last year. And it's 2-1. He's thrown a couple of close pitches and hasn't gotten calls so far in this inning.
Keep an eye on Darryl Cousins, the home plate umpire tonight, his strike zone. See how the pitchers adjust. Looks like that borderline low one is going to be a ball.
That was a hanger.
Yeah, he got away with that one.
2-2. Last night, Hunter, the first time up against Anthony LaRue, swung behind a couple fastballs, and then he got one and he ripped it for a 2-run double in the first inning.
The book on Hunter has been, since he's come into the league, that he'll chase that slider. But that's if you're, if you get a couple strikes on him and go off the plate, sure he will. But that doesn't mean he can't hit a breaking ball. You leave that slider on the plate, and he'll punish you.
And almost hit him on the foot. Now it's a full count, and the runners will move with 2 outs. Feldman has walked 27 in 76 2/3 innings.
He kind of looks like Feldman.
He does,
the Cosmo Kramer parallel in the bizarro Jerry Seinfeld episode. The guy's name was Feldman.
Feldman's about to make a big pitch in this game in the first inning. The runner's moving. He got him on a curveball, and it's no runs, 2 hits, 2 men stranded, nothing after 1.
Courtesy of your Houston area Chevy dealers, log on to foxsportshouston.com and click on the Chevy Malibu Sweet Night Giveaway link. Brownie, back up to you.
Thank you, Bart. There's a line drive foul by Josh Hamilton on a 13-game hitting streak. He has hit line drive after line drive to get up to 322 with 16 homers, 48 runs batted in. He gets the curve, and the count goes to 1-1 on Hamilton, who is leading the majors in batting average in June, 444.
444, man.
13-game streak. Tied with his teammate. Yeah, 28 hits and 63 at bats. His average has come up from 281 to where it is now, 322.
Lonnie fooling there with a big curveball. He's hitting 259 against lefties this year. Jexa Energy brings pitch tracker to you. Pitch location there. Fastball high and just a little bit out of the zone. Interesting because that ball, in terms of what the umpire would call, not even close to a strike.
And a curve gets him.
That's what the rule book says, and what gets called is two different things quite often.
Wandy throws 34% curveballs this year. That is tops in the majors. Kept that one down nicely. And it's the rookie first sacker, Justin Smoke, a switch hitter who hasn't gotten it going right-handed. Strike one to Smoke. Smoke is hitting .096 as a right-handed hitter, 205 overall, 6 homers, 24 runs batted in.
I didn't even see that ball. He just saw it come out of the hand and started swinging.
Now, he has struggled. He took over for Chris Davis, who's now ripping the ball at AAA. 1-2.
And they're really high on this kid, though. Very talented young hitter. It may take a while before he develops. He's hit 6 home runs, though. sneeze at that. Keep being inclined to sneeze at him anyway. Kind of a bizarre thing to say.
He was a first-round pick in 08. He was the 11th player drafted. He's from Goose Creek, South Carolina. University of South Carolina. Gamecocks. Strikeout number 2 comes in looking fashion for Wandy. Set it up well.
Wandy struggled with his command in the first inning, but the Rangers managed just to walk, couldn't do anything with him, and now it looks like he's settled in. Good feel for the curveball to get Hamilton, and paints the outside corner at the knees to get Smoke. Bang. Well, there's that borderline low foul going the pitcher's way.
Okay, we're perplexed now as Matt Trainer bats. And there's ball 1 to the catcher, a .231 hitter with 5 homers, 19 runs batted in. He has stepped in and done a very nice job behind the plate at age 34. Never been a starting catcher in the big leagues. 1 ball, 1 strike, a backup throughout his career, coming up with the Florida Marlins. His first season in the big leagues was 04, although he had been drafted by Kansas City 10 years prior to that. Line shot, Manzella! He climbed an imaginary ladder and smashed that one on its way to left field. Fine timing by Manzella in a scoreless game.
Chevy at the Park. We'd like to recognize Allen Samuels Chevrolet for their support of Baseball for Youth. For more information on Chevy's commitment to Youth League baseball programs, visit ChevyTexasBaseball.com. Back to Brownie.
Thank you so much, Bart. No score right here. Here is Scott Feldman versus Jeff Blum in the bottom of the second inning. Blummer at .227 has no homers, and he's driven in a dozen. Strike 1. We saw Feldman spin up several curveballs in that first inning. He actually ranks pretty high in the percentage of curveballs thrown himself. 25.3% of the time he throws a curveball. 2-hopper goes out to Ian Kinsler, and it turns into out number 1 for Feldman. His Ranger pitching staff with a 4.07 ERA is 5th in the American League.
Yeah, it's much improved, and of course it's been a point of emphasis over there the last couple of years. Nolan Ryan trying to instill throughout their organization an emphasis on pitching and pitching deeper into games, and not being quite as cautious perhaps with pitchers in their arms, letting them stretch out a little bit. See how it all plays out, but right now they're pitching pretty well. 5th in the AL and ERA. Their starters are 9th best. The bullpen's been awfully good for them.
Quintero takes, and there's ball 1 to Q, a 261 hitter with 3 homers, 9 runs batted in. He's hit .407 in his last 8 games.
The reality is the Rangers pitching could probably be just okay, be average, and probably be good enough to win because they have so much firepower in that lineup.
5-1 against the Astros last year. Rangers have been outstanding at home. They're 15-17 on the road. 1 ball, 1 strike, but this road trip has gone a long way for them after they had major struggles on the road in May. They've only played the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim twice. They won both those games in Arlington. That's their major rival in the AL West. And talking with David Murphy, the Houston-born outfielder on the Rangers, before the game tonight, he said, well, we've only played them twice. And that's what happened last year. The season series took place mostly in the second half of the season. So they're pointing for those games right now is a big portion of what they want to do to win. Good month of June for Q at 343.
Bring those guys into Texas in the heat of the summer and wear them out.
2 Hopper goes out to shortstop. Elvis Andrus, 2 outs. Tommy Manzella got the night off last night, back in the lineup after an excellent road trip. He drove in 8 runs on that road trip of 10 games.
The Rangers in the outfield were playing Quintero as an off-field hitter, and they do the same here with Manzella. And Bourbon actually creeps in a few feet, so he's really shallow and way towards right center.
That is extreme.
Yeah, and they've got the left fielder Josh Hamilton way off the line. It's an interesting deployment, but it makes sense. Against a right-handed pitcher, Manzella much more likely to hit the ball to right field, and with the short wall out in left, that allows Hamilton to cheat over and plug that hole in left center a little bit.
Does make some sense.
And in a big left field, you're probably a little wary of giving too much of the line, but here, if he hits it right down the line, it's going to be a double no matter what.
The Rangers have played enough games in this park to be familiar with the fact that the shortstop needs to go out on balls hit to left field with this alignment, sometimes run down a ball that caroms off the wall.
And Hamilton has the kind of speed where he could play center field, so he's a lot faster than most major league left fielders. Gives them good coverage. And Vladimir Guerrero is just literally not literally, but that's as close as I've seen anybody playing to the line on the off field for a non-pitcher. I mean, he was way over towards the line.
To the point with his arm, if the ball's hit there, it's going to be a single.
It might be a 9-3 putout.
It might be.
If you hit a line drive to Guerrero right now, don't get caught admiring it.
2 balls, 2 strikes to Manzella. Marty Rodriguez on deck. The Astros have stepped up the attack quite a bit in the month of June, averaging 4.5 runs. Feldman throws the fastball by Manzella and gets a second strikeout. After 2, there's no score.
Cedeno led the attack that day with 4 hits, including 2 doubles and a homer. Bob Watson added 3 hits and 4 RBIs. Those 2 guys did a lot of damage for this team over the years in the 70s. Brownie.
Yes, they did, Bart. Thank you. There's strike 1 to Julio Bourbon. Now the curveball evens the count at 1-1. Bourbon has picked it up, and his batting average now rests at .282 with 1 homer and 18 runs batted in. He bounces that one. It's a 2-ball, 1-strike count to Bourbon, who's hit .333 on the current road trip. And in June now, he's hit .417 with 20 hits and 48 at bats. Kappinger moves over. Short toss to Berkman, 1 out. Bart.
Well, Brownie, want to remind fans that the Astros and Rangers play Game 2 of this Lone Star Series tomorrow, 6:05. Get here early because the first 10,000 fans are going to get a Nolan Ryan bobblehead. That's going to be a nice little collector's item. Buy your tickets tonight by going to Astros.com. Bill?
And watch for David Delotte's column. He spoke with Nolan tonight. That'll be on FoxSportsHouston.com. There is ball 1 to the pitcher, Scott Feldman. Good to have Nolan here and throughout the weekend. Real franchise icon.
Yeah, Nolan and Chuck Greenberg working hard to get this deal finalized where they can take ownership of the Texas Rangers. I'm hoping to get it done before the trade deadline so they have some extra money to work with. We bring on a player with an opportunity to make a run at the postseason.
Feldman swings and misses. The count goes to 2 balls, 2 strikes. Well, Feldman was their opening day starter, even though he won 17 last year. He's not thought to be in the same genre as a lot of other top clubs' opening day starters, so that might be a target for the Rangers in trade talks. Line drive, right field corner. Feldman heads for second base. And Feldman has the first Ranger hit of the night. It's a double. That's his second major league hit and his first for extra bases. He was 1 for 10 prior to this swing.
Good looking swing right there, though. I mean, that looked legit. He just cruises on into second base with a 1-out double.
Feldman in scoring position. Now it's Elvis Andrus. Andrus grounded to third in the first inning. He is one of the young, outstanding players obtained from the Atlanta Braves. Their closer, Neftali Feliz, another. And lefty Matt Harrison, another in the bullpen. In the Mark Teixeira trade by the Rangers. Just an outstanding trade for this franchise. Atlanta only had Teixeira for a couple months or so before he moved on. There's strike 1 to Andrus. So the Rangers did their homework.
Well, that's the key. If you're going to make a trade like that, if you're going to dump a star level player, you want to get 2 or 3 legitimate prospects back. And I don't mean borderline prospects. I know guys that you feel that they're going to be able to come to the big leagues and settle in for a while.
Elvis is 21. From Venezuela. 2 balls and a strike. He established himself last year with a .267 average. Brad Mills watching him from his vantage point last year with the Boston Red Sox. Elvis become an everyday major league shortstop. He stole 33 bases last year.
He got 19 this year. He's been caught 9 times, so he could polish that up a little bit. But as Brownie mentioned, just a young kid. Certainly room for improvement.
Jared Saltalamacchia, the catcher, is now at AAA, I believe, for the Rangers. Also was obtained in that trade by the Rangers. And there's a walk to Elvis Andrus, his 33rd of the year, putting runners at first and second and 1 out for Michael Young now. Second walk for Wandy. Brad Arnsberg would love to see a double play ball here. Young worked a walk in the first inning.
And talk about Anderson and room for improvement. He walked just 40 times all last year. That's 33 already this season. So providing a nice on-base presence at the top of their order.
Absolutely. There's strike 1 to Michael. Young is one of 4 active players to be their current team's career hits leaders. Carl Crawford of Tampa Bay, Todd Helton of Colorado, Derek Jeter of the Yankees.
That would have been a good trivia question.
It would have. No balls, 2 strikes to the 33-year-old. Covina, California.
Wandy starting him with a very good curveball for strike 1, then dotting the outside corner for strike 2. Wandy can't forget to do his work inside. Can't live only on that outside part of the plate. Looks like Hughes trying to get him to come in there first with a fastball. Wandy shook that off. And maybe trying to throw that backdoor curveball, or back foot curveball rather. Yeah. Strikeout pitch for him towards that right-handed hitter's back foot.
Wandy won his first 3 starts against the Rangers.
An issue on the count, maybe? It's kind of a.
It's 0-2. Yeah. Scoreboard has 0-2.
Fox Tracks has 0-2.
Okay. It's pretty widespread agreement so far.
I think it's a consensus. Let's go with it.
Let's meet. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Now, Wandy won a start in 06 in Texas against Kevin Millwood. He beat John Karanka here in 07, and he beat Millwood here in 08 before losing to Millwood in Texas last year.
Now they're going to get in there. All right. All that, good idea. You saw that on the pitch tracks. Everything had been away. So you want to pitch in there for effect to straighten a hitter up, but you also want to try to get some outs in there too. Get a little bit more of the plate. Be willing to catch that inside corner, try to jam a hitter.
Now 3-2 again to Young.
This guy gives you a tough at bat.
He does. Michael, a 5th-round pick of the Blue Jays in '97. Texas got him in the Esteban Loaiza trade in 2000. He brought a career .302 batting average into this season. He had .322 last year with 22 homers. There's a slowly hit grounder. Blum in, out of the glove, and on to Berkman in time to get Young. Well played. 2 outs. Feldman to third. Andrews to second.
Yeah, it was a little infield hit similar to that last night by the Royals that really opened the door up for their 4-run 7th inning. Brett Myers was pitching so well, and he pitched well. The numbers show that he, kind of coughed it up a little bit there at the end, but just the one real legitimate swing of the bat by Scott Pacenic 3-run shot. There was a couple soft hits prior to that.
Ian Kinsler with first base open is the batter. He popped up a 3-2 pitch in the first inning. Last year he became the second Ranger 30-30 man with 31 homers and 31 steals.
Interesting situation here with Kinsler's success career-wise against Wandy. It's somewhat eye-popping coming into this game, 9 out of 12 with a couple of home runs. But Vlad the Impaler waits on deck. You don't want to have to pitch to him with the bases loaded.
No. That's there for a strike, and it's 1-1 to Kinsler. Kinsler was hitting 5th, but when he flip-flopped into the number 3 spot with Josh Hamilton, things started to click for this Ranger club a little bit better offensively. This team's gone 33-19 since the 22nd of April. And with the Angels' early season struggles, the Rangers are looking legitimate. A shot at a postseason berth after they went 87-75 last year. They were 10 games out of the lead.
Well, what was Nolan's proclamation in spring training? Didn't he put a number out there? 95 wins or something?
90 some odd. Yeah, we'll have to look back and see what that number was. So Ron Washington in the final year of his contract has something to shoot for. And the curveball brought a check swing. The appeal went to first base umpire Marvin Hudson. It's ball 3.
Kinsler started to offer, just able to hold up. I think Hudson's 2 for 2 tonight on those.
Yeah. Big 3-1. He's ball 4 to load the sacks for Guerrero. Exactly what you had mentioned would not be the best plan, but here he comes.
No, but but it was interesting because Kinsler's been so good, and that's the better lineups. It's pick your poison. They're so deep. It's not like Kinsler's an easy touch by any means. And obviously Wandy aware of the success that Kinsler's had against him. So even though Vladimir Guerrero waited on deck, he tried to get him with a 3-1 changeup. Kinsler didn't offer. The thing you have to remember if you're Wandy with Vlad up there, he loves to swing the bat. Don't have to give in to him.
He's walked 13 times.
The problem is he can do damage with pitches all over the strike zone, high, low, down near the dirt, up around his chin. I mean, he hits all kinds of pitches. Tremendous reach.
With 2-0 to Guerrero. Guerrero drove in 31 runs in the month of May. That was his career high for a single month, and he had 10 homers.
A walk is not the worst thing that can happen.
Good point. Very good point. Boy, this guy drives the ball.
Nothing wrong with you trying to paint the corner there. You don't want to give in and just pump a fastball down the middle to Guerrero. Even here on 3-0, I got to believe he's got the green light.
Yeah, you'd have to be planning on that. That's ball 4, and it forces in a run to give the Rangers a 1-0 lead. Guerrero picks up his 56th run batted in. But absolutely, JD, it could have been a lot worse. And if Hamilton goes out, that's not a bad outcome. Brad Arnsberg is headed for the mound.
Fans booing, they hate to see that, they're walking a run in. But sometimes it's the better alternative than giving in.
Guerrero had one grand slam earlier this season. He hit a long home run last night. Well, that would have been another possibility. 4-0. There was still 2 outs in the inning.
So now we've got another dangerous hitter up there in Josh Hamilton, but a left-handed hitter who you punched out last time, and Hamilton 259 this year against Southpaws. So you feel better about this matchup. Even though he is the hottest hitter on the planet right now. So a lot of things to worry about if you're Brad Mills.
250 with the bases loaded for Josh with 2 homers, 36 runs batted in. He was an all-star last year, but had 10 homers, 54 runs batted in, had surgery.
A hard time staying healthy.
First pick of the draft in '99 at Tampa Bay.
Great story. Came out of rehab, drug addiction, and worked his way to the big leagues. All that promise looked like it was going to go for naught. First on the scene with Cincinnati back in 2007. Big year with the Rangers in 08.
1-2.
08 season, he played 156 ball games, hit .304, had a .901 on base plus slugging. Ronnie's got the jump on him here. Finished him with a curveball last time.
Ground ball into left field. Scoring Andros. And now Kinsler comes home to make it 3-0 Rangers as Hamilton gets a 2-strike hit, giving him 50 runs batted in and taking his hitting streak to 14 games.
Well, doing a great job by Hamilton. Not a bad pitch at all. He punched him out with a curveball last time, so probably figured, well, if he's sitting on that curveball, I might be able to slip the heater by him. But watch the approach by Hamilton. Just absolutely no movement with the lower body. Great 2-strike approach, just willing to punch the ball the other way.
Now Smoke takes, and it's ball 1. He struck out looking in the second inning. Smoke was the teammate of Matt Wieters, the young catcher for the Orioles in high school in South Carolina. Fly ball hits for right center. Long run for Michael Bourne and Hunter Pence, and it is dropping in for extra bases. scoring Guerrero, and behind him comes Hamilton, and it's 5-0 Rangers on the 2-run double by Smoke. His 8th two-base hit of the year and gives him 26 runs batted in.
That was a weird looking ball. It looked like a power fade of somebody's tee shot. I mean, because it really didn't carry all that well.
No.
But it just faded away. It continued to slice away from Michael Bourne and found a safe haven out there in deep right center field. You see a ball in the air this long that doesn't make it to the track, you assume it's going to be caught, but it just kept slicing away from Bourne. Hunter Pence, I think, thought it was going to be Michael's play all the way, maybe peeled off a little too soon.
Matt Trainer is the 9th Ranger to bat here in the 3rd inning. Ball 1 to him. He lined a shortstop in the 2nd. Jeff Fulcino had an MRI on his right elbow today, and they won't get the results, we were told, until Monday.
Well, victimized by a 5-run 3rd inning last time against the Yankees. Now the Rangers do the trick.
Wesley Wright's warming up after a 37 pitch inning so far for Wandy. Rip fair, and that'll kick off toward Carlos Lee and make it 6-0 on an RBI single by Trainer. Jim Wolf got over into foul territory and made the fair call, and Trainer picks up his 20th run batted in. One out double by Scott Feldman got it started. There's that ground ball right down the line, just over the inside corner of the bag. Six runs on 4 hits. 3 walks also involved in the inning. And that's what happened when you face a dangerous lineup like this. And you kind of get into a mode where you nibble against the guys at the top of the order, and that puts you in a hole, and you ultimately have to come into the guys in the middle of the order. The double by Feldman got it started, and probably the one that's going to chew at Wandy the most, the walk to Andrus. And Kinsler, you're going to be careful with him. Vladimir, the situation called for being cautious there, but he probably should have been a little bit more aggressive with Andrus. Line to Berkman. As Borbone bats for the 2nd time in the inning, he makes 2 of the 3 outs, and the Rangers score 6 runs on 4 hits to lead it 6-0. Rodriguez will lead it off in the bottom half. And Scott Feldman has been spotted with this nice lead as he tries to achieve his 5th win of the year. He was a sidearm reliever until the end of the 07 season when Mark Connors, then the pitching coach, switched him to a conventional delivery. And last year he set a club record for wins on the road with 12. Now he faces Wandy, who has 6 hits and 22 at bats.
Now we're going to find out if he can pitch with a lead. He can't. Look, he's all over the place. Falling behind the opposing pitcher with a 6-run lead.
The College of San Mateo, where Feldman went to school, also produced John Wetland. 2 balls, no strikes.
He's dropping a, you got to be kidding me, on himself right now.
Yeah. After they just scored 6, you go 2-0 in the pitcher.
He set the sights a little bit. Throw 4-seamer, never mind that 2-seamer. That has too much movement. Just throw it across the seams and pump it right over the heart of the plate.
One hop and a short hop. Fielded by Smoke.
Wow. Good swing there by Wandy. His ball just as well as Feldman hit his, but hang with him.
Feldman's father was a retired FBI agent. Scott now will face Michael Bourne, grounded out in the 1st inning.
Hey, Father's Day is this Sunday, and the Father's Day 6-pack lets you choose the 6 Astro games you want to see, and they start just at $42. Astros.com/fathers is the place to go.
Michael Bourne takes that first pitch, and it's ball 1.
He's a father.
Yeah. Generic father shot.
He's got his hands full.
1-1. We'll be joined next inning by Astros' 2nd draft choice in the June draft. Bourne was pointing out to the pitcher, Feldman.
Maybe he went to his mouth from the rubber.
Okay.
We're going to call a ball.
Be the case. Brad Mills is informed by Darryl Cousins.
Directly down home plate at center field.
Could be some action out. Over that 436 sign. Might have distracted Michael. He was pointing out in that direction anyway.
It's a mystery. We need to get Feldman's dad in here with the FBI to figure this out.
Yeah, we do. Okay. Everything's fine. And back in the box with a 1-1 count.
I got nothing. I don't know what that was all about.
Don't have a clue. 1-2. Anyway, Mike Foltynewicz will be joining us in the next inning. Just signed with the Astros, and he threw a bullpen here at Minute Maid Park today at a press conference. He was the 2nd player drafted by the Astros this year. 1st round pick. Check swing call there by Jim Wolf, and that evens it at 2-2. Astros have signed 26 of their 52 picks from the draft.
Just missed. Yeah. Good eye, Michael. Yeah, the short season club's getting ready to roll here, right? This weekend.
That's right.
Maybe tonight.
I think you're right. I think it is tonight. And Bourne strikes out. That's number 3 for Feldman.
Showing a little life on that heater upstairs. Feldman working the bottom and then the top of the strike zone. Michael's been striking out a lot lately. He likes to take pitches. He's trying to work deep counts, to work walks, work the pitcher over a little bit, and makes him a little bit more vulnerable to the strikeout. He doesn't seem to be comfortable in the batter's box in recent games. Hitters go through it. Stretches where they're just not seeing the ball well.
Jeff Keppinger singled on the first pitch. There's strike 1 to Jeff.
I suffered from that affliction my entire career. I'm just not seeing it very well.
I'll bet if you went down there now, you'd feel pretty comfortable, though. Breaking ball takes the count to 1-1 on Keppinger. Bud Norris Made his second rehab start for Round Rock last night at Iowa. He's back in the Astros clubhouse today. Said he feels good.
What's the plan?
He didn't know.
Wait a couple days, see how he comes out of that start.
Yeah. On Monday, the MRI will be analyzed. That was taken today on Jeff Fulcino. Decide what the next course of action is with him. That's into right field. Guerrero, yeah, he throws to first sometimes on those types of hits, but Smoke didn't go to the base. And Keppinger has a 2-out single.
And Keppinger lives to Guerrero. He was going hard down the line. Push that high fastball in shallow right. Keppinger going hard. And you can't afford to let Vlad throw you out there. But we've seen him do it.
Oh, yeah. He has an unbelievable arm. Although lately more of a DH, so he hasn't had a chance to move it. 125 outfield assists in his career. Lance Berkman singled up the middle in the first inning.
Hard to come back from a 6-run deficit when you don't walk a lot and don't hit the ball out of the ballpark a lot. You know, that is the case with the Astros in 2010. They don't walk much. They haven't hit a lot of home runs. If you leave it up to just stringing a whole bunch of base hits together, a whole lot of luck has to break your way. And that's obviously a guy capable of knocking it out of the yard. I think that's what it's going to take. The Rangers to open the door a little bit, maybe somebody kick one, or pitcher get a little wobbly, walk a couple of guys, and then somebody take one out of here. A lot of baseball yet to be played. That's the good news. We're just in the third inning.
The Astros need to get something working, try to get into that Ranger bullpen, which has been logging tons of innings lately.
It's the key, as we mentioned earlier, unlikely that the closer Feliz is available tonight. So if you can keep it close, somebody else is going to have to slam the door for the Rangers.
Probably Frank Francisco would be their closer. 46 pitches so far for Feldman. And last night they had to use an emergency starter and got 3 innings out of him. They've had 2 starters go down in the last week. Berkman takes a walk.
Could be the anatomy. That was the key for the Rangers. They drew 3 walks in that 6-run top half of this inning. Lance able to work one. He's been on twice tonight. Single now walk. Now El Caballo up there with a chance to turn this into a ball game.
He hit a fly ball to left in the first inning. Berkman has played more games than any other player in the Lone Star Series. This is his 54th game. He's hit more homers, driven in more runs as well. And he's hoping Carlos can keep it moving here. And strike one for Feldman.
I think Carlos Lee is, you can see the look on his face. He gives you his opinion of that call by Darryl Cousins. He thought that ball was off the plate. You come in and get that back to Carlos. Think of it something you can really juice, but once you fall behind, you become less greedy. And drive in a run with a base hit.
Now 1-1. Rich Harden was injured earlier in the last week, and then Tommy Hunter got hurt and had to come out early. And he caught his spike on a pickoff move. Created some hip discomfort. But he's thought to be still in that rotation. Very good career numbers in interleague play for El Caballo. And this one hit for right center field. Vladimir Guerrero makes a running catch. And a big play to end the third inning with no runs a hit. 2 men stranded. 6-0 Rangers after 3.
Hunter Pence.
Hunter Pence fan. KJ, how old are you?
7.
Who's your favorite player?
Puma.
The big Puma. Andy Allen is the dad here. This is kind of nice. You get to give your kid a birthday present, a little Father's Day for you, right?
Absolutely. It's a great weekend gift.
So it's a great way to spend a Father's Day weekend, or the beginning of the Father's Day weekend here at the ballpark. All right, you guys have to split the Progressive birthday bag.
Thank you very
Happy birthday, guys. Brownie, back to you.
Thank you, Bart. And here is the pitcher, Scott Feldman, against the Astros' new pitcher, Wesley Wright. Takes over for the 4th inning, 6-0 Rangers. And there's strike one on Wright's first pitch. Wandy Rodriguez in 3 innings, allowing 4 hits, 6 runs. He had 4 walks, 2 strikeouts. Our Verizon call to the pen brings in Wesley Wright. And he throws one just off the plate. We're pleased to be joined by the Astros' 2nd draft choice of the year. He was a first-rounder, Mike Foltynewicz. And 18 years old. You've signed. You're getting ready to go to Greenville, Tennessee. Tell us about how it feels, Mike.
Yeah, it feels real great right now. Having a chance to be able to go out there, dominate this spring. Come out and come in, be 19th overall draft pick. It's the dream come true. One of the greatest feelings in the world for me. It couldn't get any better than this.
Well, you're talking to a guy over here on your left who can relate to that a little bit, as he came up with the New York Yankees back in the mid-'80s, and then he pitched here for years with some other clubs. So you guys can talk some pitching. There's a strikeout for Wesley Wright.
You're getting ready to have a lot of fun, boy. First enter pro ball. It's going to be a brand new experience. Your head's got to be spinning a little bit, though, with all with the draft and now coming here to sign and taking off. Going to work for a living now?
It does. It's all happening within a snap of a finger. Just getting drafted. Getting down here the next week, signing the contract. Off tomorrow. Starting my career. It's
check out those numbers.
A zero. Those are Mickey Mouse numbers. Nobody has a 0.38 ERA.
Yeah,
except Steven Strasburg, maybe.
Exactly. It was a pretty good spring for me.
The decision to sign, was it a hard one? How did you come to make the decision?
I was going to college at University of Texas. They were my dream school. This spring, I felt like I could do a lot of dominating in the pros. So that's why I wanted to go out and get my career started right away. I don't want to mess around in college. Maybe work on a arm injury. Knock on wood, I haven't had one yet. But they could blow me out there. Then I wouldn't have a chance at pro ball.
When your first round, the opportunity to sign as a first round
player,
and I have it's hard to turn that down.
First round pick too. That's pretty special to me. So I had to go out, get that contract signed right away and get my career on the go.
Absolutely good play there by Manzella to get Andrews. Now with 2 outs in the inning. You think about those different things that could happen. You go to college, you got to face guys with the aluminum bats. Was that a factor at all for you? Because sometimes they say, well, you pitch inside against guys with the wood bats, you get rewarded. But you've been pitching against guys with the aluminum, and has that deterred you at all from working inside?
Not really. That's what the hits I gave up this year, were bloopers off the end of the bat or inside. They just fist it and get it out of there. Because the aluminum bat has enough pop in it. Just get it out there. But that doesn't really distract me at all. But changing over to wood bats, that's going to really help me out a lot.
There's a shot to Berkman, and he caught it for a line drive out. And Mike, thank you so much for joining us, and best of luck to you.
No problem. Thank you. I appreciate it, guys.
Good luck, man. Tear it up.
6-0 Rangers. for you tonight. And our question is, who is the only Astros rookie to pitch a no-hitter? Rookie. We'll have to chew on that one for a while as Hunter Pence steps in the box. Bottom of the fourth inning. He struck out in the first. And there's ball one. Scott Feldman.
Rookie no-hitter. Ken Johnson, was he a rookie?
I don't think he was a rookie that year.
Don Notabart? Throw no-hitter?
I don't think Don was a rookie when he pitched his. Let's see. Don Wilson was not a rookie. Dirk was not a rookie. This gets intriguing.
Kyle was not. Mike Scott was not. We had a lot of nots.
Boy. Maybe we're wrong about one of these knots. One ball ahead. 2 strikes to Hunter Pence. He worked the count full with 2 men on when Feldman got a strikeout in that first inning. Two and 2.
As we were talking last inning, you need to get a couple of guys on and have someone pop one. And the Astros had a shot there. Lee hit that ball towards right center. Thought maybe 2-run double, but Guerrero able to run it down. And this is interesting. We showed the deployment of the Rangers outfield earlier with Tommy Manzella hitting, but very similar with Hunter Pence. A little deeper, but still basically giving away the left field line. It's almost like they've taken the field and turned it.
Yeah.
And just eliminated a big chunk of left field.
Toward the right field line, Vladimir Guerrero comes over. That's a fair ball. Hunter will go to second as the ball gets away from Guerrero. He took a stop and a look at Guerrero, knowing that arm is a strong one, but then the ball was not picked up cleanly, and Hunter moved into second base.
Not a lot of room to drop one in right field with Guerrero playing towards the line, but that ball right down the line. You see the alignment there. Borbon, the center fielder, way over in right center. Guerrero towards the line, not as much as he was for Manzella, but a good bit towards that line. Overruns it a little bit. And able to get the leadoff double.
That's how you get a double down the line with that deployment.
You got to have a little touch. You got to put it right on the line and take a little off, drop it in front of him.
Exactly. And Vladdy overran it a little bit. Now it's Jeff Blum. Jeff grounded out in the second inning. We were talking before the game about that play involving him at shortstop last night in Kansas City. He said, well, I've never run off the field and been in the dugout before when they reversed the call. The way they did last night. He said, I've gotten to the foul line before and they've changed it. There's strike one.
Plummer has yet to go deep this year. This would be a good time for number 1. Feldman's allowed 9 home runs this year. That little man's completely changing the program here.
He's drawing a lot of attention. Bouncer goes foul first base side. 0-2. With left-handed hitters hitting .315 against Feldman, that gives the Astros and switch hitter Jeff Blum a bit of an advantage against this pitcher. And he has a career home run off Feldman. Rangers pitchers have not been going as deep into games as Nolan Ryan and Mike Maddox had hoped. Foul ball. They've had some high pitch counts. They're not going the 7 innings as often as the top brass would like, and Nolan has talked about that with his pitchers going back to before last year with Kevin Millwood about the need to take the load off that bullpen to stay in that game even in the extreme heat in Arlington. Bullpen threw 15 2/3 innings in the 3-game series in Florida. The Leafs saved all 3 of those. Rolled out to second. Kinsler on to Smoke. Bench to third, 1 out.
That's a good at bat. 1 or 2 3-run game, but down 6. I mean, it's not what he was trying to do. So he got him over to third base. Nolan Ryan was not an Astro rookie to pitch a no-hitter. How about Don Wilson? We had a couple of them, so let's go with Don.
All right, let's see. And it was Don. June of 67. Another one in 68.
Punched out 15 in that ball game.
Alberto Quintero grounded to shortstop in the second inning. Rangers had 2 first-round picks in the draft, and they wasted no time getting them signed. They were each signed the day after they were selected. 18-year-old outfielder Jake Skoll and 18-year-old catcher Kellen Deglin. But they are going through bankruptcy proceedings. Nolan Ryan, in fact, has been in bankruptcy court just a few days ago, and according to those stories, the bankruptcy judge would like to get the situation settled by July 9th. And if that happens, there will be about a 10-day period after that before Rangers could officially move on from what we're being told under new ownership of Nolan Ryan and Chuck Greenberg of Pittsburgh. But a lot of the financing is coming from a Dallas businessman and a Fort Worth businessman, both involved in natural gas. Quintero tried to check on the curveball, but he did not. On the field to Marvin Hudson. It's a strikeout. Number 4.
Yeah, boy, you got a man on third base, less than 2 outs, infield back, essentially conceding that run if you can hit a ground ball. And if you're trying to check a swing at that breaking pitch in the dirt, let's see. He may have gone a little too far. Yeah. Well, now Tommy Manziel with a chance to pick him up.
Manziel struck out in the second inning.
Can't let these leadoff doubles go to waste when you're down 6. Got to get this run home.
And on a breaking pitch at strike 1 with that extreme outfield positioning, JD pointed out first time up. Borbon way over into right center field, and a lot of room actually in straightaway center there, and just to left of straightaway center. So he would pull one of those breaking balls. Of course, as you pointed out, it's very hard to get a triple in this ballpark down the left field line. So this is probably a really workable plan for the Rangers.
When I first noticed it was with Tommy hitting, and I thought it was a shift they were employing for him, and not necessarily a shift, but a strategy defensively. But they've done it to some degree.
Michael Young throws to Smoke, and that's out number 3. No runs, a hit, a runner stranded at third base, 6-0 Rangers. And by Gullo Automotive. The stroll up to Minute Maid Park. Around KBR Plaza outside with statues of Biggio and Bagwell. And inside it's 6-0. The Rangers got 6 in the third inning. Wandy Rodriguez giving up that 6-run frame when 10 Rangers batted. Then he gave way to Wesley Wright, who had a 1-2-3 fourth inning. Hey, Recognize that guy. Holt McCoy alongside Nolan Ryan. 45 wins, an NCAA record by a starting Division I quarterback.
Who drafted Colt?
We'll have to go to our football experts. Cleveland. Ball 1 to Ian Kinsler. Kinsler popped short, and he walked and scored. Nolan, of course, grew up in Alvin. Was born in Refugio. And the other Texas-born players involved in this series right now: Lance Berkman, Michael Bourne, Hunter Pence, David Murphy. Andy Hawkins is the Rangers bullpen coach. He was born in Texas. 3 balls, no strikes. Carlos Lee has played for both clubs. He's the only player in this year's rivalry who has done that. But over the years, Richard Hidalgo, Mike Lamb, Jay Powell, and Pudge Rodriguez have played for both clubs. And that's a walk to Kinsler. Wright, who had a 1-2-3-4 inning, has his first base runner, and that's Vladimir Guerrero batting. 5th walk of the evening for Astros pitchers. Guerrero walked with the bases loaded in the 3rd. His 56th run batted in.
Leading the American League in RBIs?
He's second.
He's second, right? Yeah. Right there. He's been an all-star 7 or 8 times. Likely will be again this year. Kind of fun for him to go back to Anaheim.
Miguel Cabrera is number 1 with 59. Guerrero trails him by 3. 1 ball, 1 strike. Well, it appears to be a major coup now that the Rangers did sign Vladdy when he turned free agent. And he had always hit well. 400 his career batting average in that Rangers ballpark. So that was a good match. Question was his health. And that's been outstanding. He drove in 50 last year for the Angels. Had 383 at bats for them. But Rangers have been protective and really are playing him only in the outfield in these interleague games.
It's proven to be a great deal, not only because of the production, but the cost. They're paying him about $5 million. A slugger of his pedigree and what he's doing this year, that's a pretty small number.
You know it. And somebody asked him about the heat in Arlington, and he said it's the same heat as back home. I like it hot. 1-2. Came up with Montreal. Guerrero swings and misses. Quintero with a throw, and he gets it there in time for the tag by Keppinger on Kinsler for a strikeout throw out, double play.
Breaking ball in the dirt. Kinsler sees it in the dirt, takes off, and Quintero just makes a heck of a play. Not a bad play by Kinsler, trying to take advantage of the ball in the dirt and to force the action a little bit. But Q makes a heck of a play.
Not really caught stealing, because he wasn't stealing until he saw that ball in the dirt, as you pointed out. Hamilton looks at ball 1. Quintero has thrown out 37.8%, ranking behind Molina, Levo, and Hernandez. (2-0) to Hamilton. Hamilton, a former center fielder, playing now in left. The Rangers really wanted to protect him from injury as well. In addition to the Guerrero situation, cut down all the running that he had been doing in center field. And this is a good fit for their club right now. Bounces one, foul. Whoa!
Oh,
Marvin Hudson didn't get out of Berkman's way, and they collided. Two and one.
Yeah, I think this is Yeah, he was moving his feet, so that's defensive. That's not a charge.
Yeah.
Hudson, if he stays his ground, he's going to draw the charge here. But he just started to move his feet a little bit. It's going to be it's Marvin's second personal. He might have to get him out, get him on the bench for a couple of minutes. Get closer to halftime.
Not a bad thought.
So he's just bearing down on the play. He's concentrating so hard on the ball, he never saw the Puma.
That's a good point. I'll take a little ribbing after this game. Smack to center field. Michael Bourne with his back to the infield. We'll have to watch this one roll up a corner of Towles Hill. Play that one. Here's Hamilton stretching it out, headed for third, and he'll make it with a stand-up triple. Second triple of the year for Hamilton. That ball came thundering off his bat.
Yeah, the same things they're saying about Jason Hayward now with the Atlanta Braves, they said about Josh Hamilton when he first came on the scene, how the ball sounds different, how it really explodes off of his bat. One of those very gifted athletes, so fast and strong. What do you have, about a size 17 shoe or something like that?
Yep.
Big and strong. What a talent.
Justin Smoke is the batter. This one for left field. Carlos Lee watches it sail into the seats for a two-run homer for Justin Smoke. That's number 7 of the season for Smoke. His second as a right-handed batter. And the Rangers are leading it now 8-0 on Smoke's 20. Well, he's now driven in 4 tonight. He'll give him 28 runs batted in.
Hamilton and Smoke both struck out in the second inning back-to-back, but since then combined 4 for 4, and they've hit for the cycle. Single, triple, Hamilton, double home run, Smoke.
First long ball of the night. The Rangers' 66th of the year. Bouncer over Wesley Wright. Up the middle. Manzella to his left. Throwing to first, and it gets Traynor. And the Rangers come up with 2 runs on 2 hits to lead it 8-0. With Chris Sampson at the Whataburger location listed below from 11 to noon. While there, you can sign up for the Ultimate Whataburger What-A-Fan and have a chance to win 2 sweet tickets to the Astros Cubs game on October 2nd. And Whataburgers for an entire year. Plus, be on the field for BP and throw out the first pitch. Corey Sullivan's the pinch hitter here in the bottom of the 5th inning, as the Astros try to get something working against Scott Feldman, with the Rangers leading at 8-0. Wesley Wright in 2 innings, allowed 2 hits, 2 runs. He had 1 walk and struck out 2. He leaves for Sullivan, who started last night in Kansas City. And cut fastball moves him away. Ball 1. Corey was 1 for 4 in last night's game. You see bullpen action with Casey Daigle for the Astros. And Corey looks at a strike there for a 1-1 strike count for Feldman. He's been up often as a pinch hitter, more often than anybody in the majors this year.
Wandy took that at bat in the bottom half of the 3rd inning, and people may have been wondering, why did he bat if he wasn't going to keep pitching? Well, the Astros are short on the bench, carrying 13 pitchers, just 4 pinch hitters available. And if you're Brad Mills, you try to save those guys in a situation if you get back into the ball game.
Sullivan strikes out. That's number 5.
Well, the Astros have extended Price Matters Days presented by H-E-B, now available every Sunday through Thursday home game. You get a View Deck 2 ticket, hot dog, H-E-B chips, and soda for just $10, or upgrade to a field-level bullpen box seat for just $10 more. Go to Astros.com for more details and tickets. Guys?
Thanks, Bart. Michael Bourne, the batter. He's grounded out and struck out tonight. Bounces this one high. Smoke is back. He'll toss to the pitcher covering, and Feldman takes that 3-1 play for out number 2.
So worked effectively with that cutter tonight, and apparently has had some struggles with it this year, but not tonight. Getting that cut fastball in on the left-handers, inducing some weak ground balls.
Right up his back. Now Jeff Keppinger, with the catcher trainer, going out to talk with Feldman. This is the first time the Rangers have won 5 straight on a single road trip since June of '02. They haven't won 6 straight on one road trip since May of '91. Keppinger's 2 for 2, a single to left. The other hit went to right field. In the hole, backhanded. Andrus throws high and on target to Smoke. Quite a play by Andrus with the strong arm to make it a 1-2-3 fifth. 8-0 Rangers. A leap in the air by Tommy Manziel. Great timing to snag that one off the bat of Matt Trainer in the 2nd inning. The Coors Light Freeze Cam brought to you by the Frost Brewed Coors Light.
Super John Williamson climbing the invisible ladder.
Very well done by Manziel. The Rangers leading at 8-0 now. They come up in the 6th inning, and pitcher number 3 of the night is warming up for the Astros. He is Casey Daigle with no decisions and a 6.75 ERA.
Let's see if the right-hander can have a little more luck than the lefties did. Wandy gave up 6 and 3. Wesley gave up 2 and 2. Daigle works for the 7th time. No wins, no losses. 6.75 his earned run average, worked 4 times on the road trip, 2 effective outings in Colorado, and then in New York he gave up 2 hits and a run in a third of an inning, and then 4 hits, 2 runs in 2/3 of an inning in that 15-7 loss over in Kansas City. And we're 1 batter away from 1 batter off. It would have been a very intriguing matchup if Trainer were batting. He finished the last inning. We would have had a Daigle-Trainer confrontation, and both of their wives are Olympic gold medal winners. Daigle's wife Jenny Finch in softball, and Trainer's wife Misty May, the volleyball player.
Yeah,
that's one of those rare oddities that we come to the ballpark for.
Julio Bourbon takes ball 1. Bourbon is 0 for 2. Pitcher Scott Feldman on deck. Elvis Andrus is 2 up third. Rangers swept a 3-game series here in Houston last year as they went 5-1 against the Astros in the season series.
Well, they're a good club, and they're red hot right now. One of the hottest teams in baseball, so you know it's going to be tough to hold them down.
Now, this is among the best seasons they have ever had. 66 games anyway, 2 balls and strikes. So Ron Washington's club looking very strong right now.
Bourbon, born in Starkville, Mississippi. His dad was working on a doctorate degree at the university there, and then went to work. His dad did for the government in the Dominican Republic, his home country. So Bourbon went back to the Dominican Republic. That's where he grew up. And he was born in Starkville. Rangers picked him in the first round, a supplemental pick in 07 out of the University of Tennessee. Just couldn't get that SEC blood out of him. He had to come back.
Lines it up the right field line into the corner. Bourbon might get a triple on this the way he runs. He's steaming around second base. And the relay from Keppinger, not in time. Another triple. 2 in 2 innings for the Rangers. That's Bourbon's 4th of the year.
Fully aware of the capabilities of Young and Kinsler, Guerrero and Hamilton, but it's been just about everybody chiming in for the Rangers tonight. And Julio Bourbon with a great swing of the bat here. Great balance, quick hands, and real quick feet. He can really run.
That now the infield comes in for Feldman. Third, nobody out, and it's strike 1 to the pitcher. Last year Feldman was 12-4 on the road with a 3.56 ERA. No balls, 2 strikes for Casey Daigle. Arizona and Detroit are tied 5-5. They're in the top of the 8th inning at Detroit. Miguel Montero hit number 1 for Arizona. Maglio Ordonez number 9 for Detroit.
Dontrell Willis was pitching for the D-backs against the Tigers tonight, so they recently let him go.
Swing and a miss. Feldman's down on strikes. That's out number 1. Time for tonight's Jack in the Box standing, showing you the American League West.
The Angels were winners today. Beat the Cubs 7-6. Despite a furious 9th inning rally by the Cubs, they scored 4 in the 9th, came up just a little bit shy. And the Rangers with that 2.5 game lead. Athletics, a couple of games below 500. Mariners have struggled all year long.
Ron Washington played briefly for the Astros. Now it's Elvis Andrus with the infield in tight. Ball 1 outside. Good stop by Quintero.
Steven Strasburg tonight. 7 innings, 1 run, 10 Ks, no walks, and no decision. They're in extra innings in the nation's capital. 1-1. White Sox and Nationals, so he continues to blow hitters away.
Some people are talking about him being an all-star.
Yeah, that's my suggestion. I'm on board with that program.
2-0. If he is, he will rank very, very highly among players who have had just a few appearances before becoming an all-star. Mets lead the Yankees at Yankee Stadium 1-0 after 7.
Yeah, that's a good matchup. That was Phil Hughes and Mike Pelfrey tonight in the Subway Series, and later on this weekend at Santana Sabathia.
That city has to be energized. The Mets playing so well, and the Yankees pushing hard. Yankees really reeling off wins at their home ballpark recently. Poked, and there's a diving stop by Cappinger. No play at home. He flips to first, and it's 9-0 Rangers. Good effort by Cappinger, but Bourbon scores, and it's RBI number 20 for Andrews.
Astros obviously with the infield pulled in there, and that ball's right at him. They have a shot at Bourbon, but once he had to leave his feet, his only option is first base. Maybe winded a little bit.
I was thinking about that today. The diving, that part of the physical situation for a baseball player, JD, guys diving and they hurt their wrists, they land on their ribs. Just the toll that takes, as opposed to DHing all year, not having to deal with any of that stuff.
Billy Doran hurt his shoulder diving for a ball in the Astrodome.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a line shot to left field by Young. He'll head for second base as the ball kicks off the wall to Carlos Lee. An easy double for Michael Young, his 22nd of the year.
So the right-hander Daigle not having any more luck than the lefties did. Well, Brad Mills, he's just trying to survive this one, trying to save as many bullets as possible for the rest of this weekend series.
Young's aboard, and the Rangers have banged out 8 hits. 2 triples, 3 doubles, and a homer.
It's the kind of game where if you're tomorrow night's starting pitcher for the Astros, you kind of watch it with one eye closed.
Understandable. There's ball 1 to Kinsler. 2 walks tonight for Ian.
Going to be a messy chart for Brad Arnsberg. He keeps a chart every game. Pitch selection and the result. And it's a curveball, slider, fastball, ball strike. He's able to keep the pitch count. And have at his disposal how many breaking balls, how many fastballs, the kind of mix they're using. Not something he's always done. Brad Mills asked him to do it. Used to be pitchers would keep charts in the dugouts, and I don't know if anybody does that anymore.
I haven't seen anybody doing it.
There's so much information, that comes off the computer and from the advanced scouts. It used to be you did a lot of that yourselves in-house in the dugout during your game. You keep a pitch chart like that. You keep a spray chart of where the ball was hit and on what pitch, what count.
Kinsler watches ball 3 come in.
Minor leagues, they used to have us sit up in the stands. The starting pitchers, if you weren't pitching, you'd sit up in the stands and chart the game. You'd take a radar gun up there. That was one of the perks of being a starting pitcher. You'd sit up there and have a hot dog and keep the gun.
You mean you were allowed to eat when you did that?
Oh, my.
Really?
That's the beauty of the starting pitcher. Roy's probably gone up to the clubhouse for his ice cream, go up for a cup of coffee, stop in and visit with Carl and Buck. See how the boys are doing.
Tomorrow night, it's Brian Moeller and Colby Lewis. 6:05 starting time here. Kinsler draws his 3rd walk of the night.
See the new chairs in the Astros clubhouse?
Yeah, very nice. Our league leaders brought to you by your Texas Ford dealers. The RBI leaders in the American League will appear on your screen very soon.
And we were just talking about that a little while ago.
Okay, let's see what we were talking about. And here they are. As Vladimir Guerrero is only 3 behind Miguel Cabrera for the lead.
Tie that up with one swing of the bat.
In tight, and that's sometimes really necessary on Guerrero. The way he extends his arms and hit that pitch off the outside part of the plate. If you don't come inside, he can really hammer you. But he can hit a ball just about anywhere. Great bat ball hitter. Roll to third. Blum gets the force play at second to Kappinger on Kinsler. And it's 1 run, 2 hits, 2 men left for the Rangers. They lead at 9-0.
Phone with MLB.com at-bat 2010 featuring play-by-play, video highlights, and live audio broadcasts. Visit Astros.com tonight on your iPhone, iPod Touch, Android, or BlackBerry for more details. It's baseball gone high-tech, Brownie.
Yes, it is, Bart. Thank you for that. There's strike one as the home 6th inning opens with Lance Berkman against Scott Feldman. Berkman has single to center and walked. Feldman with a big 9-0 lead. Shooting for win number 5 of the season. Continues his shutout string. He had 6 scoreless innings in his last start at Milwaukee on Saturday. He's working with an extra day of rest tonight. It's 1-1. Certainly expected to carry this game deep now with this big 9-0 lead and help his bullpen.
Yeah, this couldn't have played out any better for Ron Washington. With his big lead. Likely won't have to use his end-of-game relief pitchers. Feldman has only thrown 75 pitches against a club that is not particularly patient, doesn't work deep counts.
Darren Oliver is the only rested reliever right now for Ron Washington. Some people thought that the Rangers would call up a pitcher for the weekend, go to a 13-man pitching staff for this game, but that did not happen. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Lee and Pence to follow in the Astros 6th inning.
We might have done it if we were in Arlington. Here in the National League ballpark, the pitcher's hitting. Moss probably wants to have the available pinch hitters.
Good point. Berkman caught looking. Strikeout number 6 for Feldman.
I see what happened with Troy Tulowitzki?
No.
Broken wrist.
Ooh.
Out 6 to 8 weeks.
That is a major loss. How did that happen?
Just by pitch, I believe.
Okay. Carlos Lee's 0 for 2.
So if you had Tulo on your fantasy club, it's time to make an adjustment.
Wow. And he's been the cleanup man for that Rockies team.
And with Todd Helton really struggling, Tulowitzki's been the man.
Let's see, what do you think they will do? Move Clint Barmas over to shortstop, maybe?
That's what I'm guessing.
Okay. Up the middle, Carlos rolls one past to diving Elvis Andrus for a single. And he's 1 for 3. Let's see what Bart Ennis has found. Bart?
Yeah, Brownie sitting down here with Colt McCoy. I want to remind fans that you can see the Chick-fil-A Family of Champions series on Fox Sports Houston Sunday night at 10 o'clock. And I'm sitting with Colt McCoy. He and his relationship with his dad, Brad, is highlighted as part of that show. So as part of that Father's Day show, Colt, talk a little bit about your relationship with your dad and how special it was and what kind of part he played in making you the man and football player you are.
Well, he played a huge part in it, and obviously you can't leave out my mother.
Oh, yeah, don't want to do that.
She's awesome as well, but I've truly been blessed with great family, great upbringing, and, it's all the things that I've accomplished, all the success I've had, I owe to them and the good Lord. I've got a long ways to go in the NFL. I'm studying hard, working hard. Hope to have just as much success there as I did in college. But I have a great family, and I couldn't be more proud of them.
Well, you spent the last couple of innings sitting down with Reed and Reese Ryan's dad, Nolan. What was that like, spending a little time with the Texas legend down there?
Well, I told him there wasn't a better feeling than coming back home to Texas. I've been up in Cleveland for about a couple months. And I love it up there. It's great. But, coming home to Texas, there's nothing like it. And spend some time with Nolan. I've met him and spent some time with him prior to this. But what a great guy, a class act. And, what a blessing it was to spend some time with him.
Well, I know you're excited about the next phase of your career in the NFL. You've been through some mini camps and whatnot in Cleveland. They've made some interesting moves. What do you think about that team?
We're on the rise. We've got great support staff around us. Coach Holmgren at the top. Coach Mangini is our head coach right now. But, we're doing a lot of good things, a lot of positive things. We had a great OTAs. We had a great mini camp. And I'm excited. I think it's a great fit for me personally. Like I said, I'm just working really hard and spending a lot of time in the playbook and really getting used to the system. And, I'm real positive about it.
But you're going to miss playing Saturday afternoons in Austin, aren't you?
I am, definitely. UT was such a blast. We had a lot of fun. I'm definitely going to miss it.
112 career touchdown passes, 20 career rushing touchdowns for this guy. Fairly productive in his years at UT. Again, we want to remind you, Sunday night, 10 o'clock, right here on Fox Sports Houston, is the Chick-fil-A Family of Champions series. Profiling is part of that show. Colt McCoy's relationship with his father, Brad. Thanks so much for being with us.
Thanks for having me.
Good luck in Cleveland.
Okay.
Except for the Texans.
Left center field, Hunter Pence, and Hamilton plays it off the wall. It's still in play. Carlos Lee around third. The throw goes into third base. RBI double, Hunter Pence 9-1 as Hunter hits his second two-base hit of the night. This one a real bid for a home run out there in the left center.
That last one is kind of a well-placed, soft line drive down the right field line. This one he gets almost every bit up, comes up just a little bit shy. The carom played by the center fielder, Bourbon. And if he hits the cutoff man with that throw, they've got a shot at Carlos Lee at home. Dave Clark was sending Carlos all the way, but if Bourbon's throw is to the cutoff man, they might have had a shot at Carlos at home.
Two doubles tonight. Give Hunter 11 for the season. That's 31 runs batted in for him. And Jeff Blum will try to move him around. He's grounded out twice to second. Here's strike one. That's one. Yankees nothing after 7. That's Isanori Takahashi started for the Mets. He went 6 shutout innings. Javier Vasquez gave up 1 run in 7 while he was in for the Yankees.
Oh, so it's Pelfrey Hughes later then. I thought they were tonight. I know they're hooking up sometime this weekend.
It must be tomorrow.
Yeah.
Takahashi Shut out the Yankees the last time he pitched against them for 6 innings. That's a smash by the first baseman Smoke. And we'll get run number 2 home of the inning. Blum has to settle for a long single. The throw comes in behind him from Guerrero. Never a dull moment with that strong arm right fielder. Pence scoring, and Blum gets his 13th run batted in. 3 straight hits for the Astros.
Good swing of the bat here by Lee, Pence, and now Blum. He'll put a couple runs on the board, gives fans something to cheer about. Now you want to take a big turn to give yourself a chance at 2 bases, but if you go too far around that bag, Vladimir will nail you.
Still has a cannon.
He's kind of like Humberto Quintero. He just loves to use that arm as a weapon. There we go. See? 9-2, but home team just got 2, and fans are happy. He is anyway.
Visit to the mound by Mike Maddox. Gustavo Chacin has been warming up in the Astros bullpen, but Maddox and the Rangers have not needed to warm anybody up in this game. Feldman's only thrown 88 pitches so far. Only, that's kind of a high number for 5 1/3 innings. The guy is cruising with a big lead. And it's Quintero. He is 0 for 2. Ground out and a strikeout. Ball 1. I had a question for Bart, though, as he was interviewing Colt McCoy. The story came to mind. I think it was Colt McCoy and his dad who saved a drowning man a few years ago.
Oh, really?
I wanted to ask Bart about that. It's a 2-ball, no strike count to Quintero with Manzella on deck. Blum, the base runner. Dirt. Turner puts it out, and it's 3 balls, no strikes.
Feldman not only missing, they were missing badly, and he didn't look really comfortable making that pitch. Really out of sync with his delivery.
It's not what Maddox and Washington want to see at this stage in a game like this.
And even though you get that big lead, you have to stay engaged. Continue to compete. It's easy to kind of let the mind drift a little bit. You got this comfortable lead, you chalking up that W. As you mentioned earlier, the responsibility for starting pitcher not only to win this game, but to save the bullpen as much as possible.
Popped up. That'll help Feldman. Andrus, 2 outs. And it's Manzella now. Tommy 0 for 2 tonight, a strikeout and a ground out. The trainer is known for calling a very good game, and he is very tough. He's played through some injuries. Jason Michaels comes out to the on-deck circle for the Astros with a pitcher spot due up next. Rangers radio broadcaster Eric Nadel was telling stories about trainer. And Ranger just came from Florida, where they swept the Marlins. He's a former Marlin and just a beloved figure in that city. He said about every 5 minutes, somebody, a stadium worker, somebody there around the ballpark would come up to give the trainer a hug. There's strike 1. His wife also very well respected around that area in Florida. But he's gone through some hip problems, groin problems, surgery on both those the last 2 years. And he had a knee injury, and he was the only catcher remaining in the game and caught the last couple of innings of that game a year or 2 ago, knowing that he was going to have surgery, but he was the only catcher they had. No balls, 2 strikes. Tough position. Smoke playing off the bag.
It's the kind of guy you give extra chances to. Yeah, because of mentality.
Absolutely. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Taylor Teagarden is in the minor leagues right now. Also, Jared Saltalamacchia. So Trainer and the other catcher Max Ramirez did a flip-flop. Trainer Ramirez came up in the minor leagues. The other two guys went down to the minor leagues at the same time. Can't remember that happening on a major league club.
Line change.
Yeah.
The Braves doing it with their bullpen on a couple of occasions. They just unload 3 guys and call 3 more up.
Yeah.
Well, the Royals had a lot of time. You see it with the bullpen probably more than anything else.
True. Blum takes off, and there's a soft liner to shallow left field. That will be in for a hit. Blum goes first to third. He was running on the pitch. And on the looping single by Manzella, he gets over to Dave Clark's station at third base. 4th hit of the inning.
Well, we've shown you that deployment in the outfield a couple of times tonight, and this time it bites the Rangers. If Hamilton's playing straightaway left field, he comes in and makes that play easily. But he's shifted way over towards left center with Manzella hitting. And Tommy, just off the end of the bat, little doinker into shallow left, gets himself a knock.
Now Jason Michaels, who's been productive and has been starting. He started 4 games on the road trip. So Michaels comes up with a .226 career pinch hitting average, 6 homers, 36 runs batted in, and some good swings lately. This season he's 3 for 23 pinch hitting, including a homer.
If there's going to be any drama in this game, I suggest Jason Michaels do something right here.
Michaels looks at ball 1. Now, he was talking about that before the game last night in Kansas City. J. Mike 6 for 21 on the road trip, a homer, 5 runs batted in. He said, yeah, the opportunity to start those games should help in the pinch hitting assignments. And it does. RBI single to left by Michaels. Manzella going first to third. It's 9-3 as Michaels comes through with the 5th hit of the inning. That's the Astros' 22nd pinch hit of the year. Michaels has 4 of those.
Now, regardless of the outcome of this game, Brad Mills, Sean Barry have to be pleased with the approach of the hitters here as they continue to battle, have good at-bats, despite the lopsided nature of the game.
Darren O'Day warming up for the Rangers. Blum around to score the 3rd run of the inning. And it's Michael Bourne next. I mentioned Darren Oliver was well rested. O'Day did not pitch in last night's game, but he pitched the day before. Bourne bounces one. Kinsler is there. And over to Smoke to end the Astros' 6th inning. With 3 runs scoring on 5 hits, 2 men are left. And after 6, it's 9-3 Rangers.
Q school. Got another one.
Pitcher number 4 of the night as Quintero warms him up is Gustavo Chacin. Casey Daigle in 1 inning. Allowed 2 hits, 1 run with 1 walk, 1 strikeout.
First pitcher to post to 0 gets the pitcher of the game award. Chacin, the next man to take a shot at it. Hamilton Smoke Trainer due up for the Rangers. Gustavo's worked 11 times. No wins, no losses. 2.92 ERA, 12 1/3 innings of work. He has struck out 11 men. He's walked 6. League hits 255 against the former Blue Jay. Crafty lefty.
Well, he's pitched 3 times in his career against the Rangers with a 2-0 record. A 1.83 ERA, allowing 4 earned runs against them in 19 2/3 innings, and it's lefty on lefty as he faces Hamilton. Hamilton 2 for 3 with 2 runs batted in and 2 runs scored. He rolls to second. A 1 pitch out for Chacin. Time now for the Coors Light Cold Hard Blast. Justin Smoke unloaded 1 in the 5th inning. Home run number 7 of the year for the switch hitter. The second is a right-handed batter. A 4 RBI game for Smoke.
Insert your favorite Smoke pun here. Smoke gets in your eye. Smoke is hot.
It's only his 2nd full professional season. He had a partial year in 08, the year he was drafted. Last year he divided the season between AA Frisco and AAA Oklahoma. So he has been on a rush program. 2 balls, no strikes. Just 23 years old. He had a rib cage injury last year, but then he was a good player in the World Cup games. This one's a liner to center. Michael Bourne over for the catch.
Probably hit that ball harder than the home run.
Yeah.
Middle on a line to center field. The home run, kind of a fly ball, just well placed inside the foul line there in the Crawford boxes. But he's got a bright future. The scouting report on him is he's a very disciplined hitter.
Matt Trainer singled in a run in the 3rd. He's 1 for 3. Really traveling around the last few years. He had 13 at-bats last season with Detroit. Then he signed last December with Milwaukee. Went to camp with the Brewers as a non-roster catcher and was traded to the Rangers March 23rd for Ray Olmedo. So for a late pickup, he's really come in handy for the Rangers. Reaches for that one and he fouls it. 0-2. Matt from Garden Grove, California. He was a high school All-America rather. And a .232 career hitter. Atlanta leads Kansas City 6-4 after 8 in Atlanta. Billy Butler hit his 7th for the Royals. Ooh. 1-2.
Well, changing the eye level right there. 2 strikes, running that fastball way up. The previous pitch was a good changeup down and away. So Q wants to make sure that Trainer doesn't dive out to cover that changeup. Wants to give him something to think about.
2 balls, 2 strikes for Chacin, one of 3 lefties in the Astros bullpen. Tim Burdack worked last night in Kansas City, 1/3 of an inning. And Wilton Lopez was the other reliever who pitched last night. Both these clubs arriving in the wee hours of the morning, about 3 a.m. or so.
No wonder I'm so tired.
You tired tonight?
Oh, I'm gassed.
Tomorrow will be a regrouping day. But an hour earlier start time tomorrow night.
I will make Baggy carry the freight tomorrow.
Oh, that's right. Bouncer in the hole. Here's the play by Manzella. He fires it over Berkman and into the seats. And Trainer will be at second base. Manzella throwing from deep in the hole on the run.
Tommy's been playing outstanding out there at shortstop lately. And with a lot of other runners, he probably just hangs on to this one. But Trainer, not being a fast guy, figures he'll take a shot at him. He has to unload in a hurry, and that causes that ball to sail on him. A single and an E6, allowing Trainer to go to second base.
8th error on Manzella this year. First error tonight in this ball game. And Bourbon's the batter. He has a triple in 3 at bats. That's right. We do have Baggy coming in tomorrow night. Ball 1 to Bourbon. And he'll be here usually for the pregame show. That'll be at 5:30 tomorrow night. And it'll be Brian Moeller and Colby Lewis. Lewis has come back from Japan to register good numbers. 6-4 with a 3.30 ERA for the Rangers. Moeller trying for his first win of the year. 1 ball, 1 strike. St. Louis leads Oakland 6-4 in St. Louis after 7. Matt Holliday hit his 7th home run. Boston 10, the Dodgers 6, top of the 9th at Fenway.
See Manny Ramirez returning to Fenway for the first time since leaving Boston.
Wonder what the response has been.
I would imagine there's been a little of both. 1 for 4 for Manny tonight.
J.D. Drew hit his 8th homer for the Red Sox. Adrian Beltre, number 10. And Big Papi, number 15. Garrett Anderson hit his 2nd for the Dodgers. 3 balls, 1 strike. Trainer, the runner there at second base, and 2 outs in the inning with the Rangers up 9-3 on the Astros. Cincinnati failed to score in the top of the 1st at Seattle against Cliff Lee. Well, that inning's not over. They have 2 hits. There's a walk. Bourbon takes the stroll, 1st and 2nd for the pitcher spot, and Feldman comes up leading 9-3. He banged out a double to right field in the 3rd.
Closer ball game. Ron Washington probably hits for him here, but he values that extra inning from Feldman more than anything at this stage.
Feldman was a rally starter. He got the first of 4 hits in what turned out to be a 6-run inning. And that was the first hit of the game for the Rangers, so he could be proud of himself offensively tonight.
Yeah, that's a good day to get a W and a double, score a run. Takes you back to high school when you could do it all.
Yeah. You know, we got a sense of that talking with Mike Foltynewicz when he was on. Just that confidence, that braggadocio of an 18-year-old.
Yeah, let's go, man. Let's go to work.
Right.
It's hard not to be confident when you're 9-1 with an 0.38 ERA.
A little chop goes out toward Keppinger. On to Burke. No runs, 1 hit, 1 error, 2 men left, 9-3 Rangers. has a 2-run homer, and he's driven in 4. We have a new right fielder now for the Texas Rangers. He is Houston native David Murphy of Spring. Went to Klein High School and Baylor University. He got to sleep in his own bed last night.
All right. For him.
Yeah. Excited to be back this weekend. And now he's taken over for Vladimir Guerrero in right field. With the Astros sending Kempicher, Berkman, and Lee to the plate in the home 7th inning. And it's going to be Darren O'Day warming up again for the Rangers. Kempicher has a pair of hits in 3 tries. 101 pitches into the game. Feldman gets a fly ball to left. Hamilton, 1 out. Detroit beat Arizona 7-5. Coke the winner, he's 5-0. Qualls the loser, he's 1-4 with an 8.87 ERA. Former D-back Jose Valverde picked up his 15th save.
Jack Qualls, boys, really getting knocked around. I don't know if he's hurt, but this is a steep drop off. I mean, good major league pitcher. 887, 42 hits in 23 innings. Man, that's just incredible.
Ball 1 to Berkman. He's been moved out of the closer's role, and now he comes in. Apparently, he came in when the score probably was tied, and he took the loss. They got 2 in the 8th.
I'll make that ERA 9 now. If that work tonight.
Boy. 1-1 to Lance. That youngster still hopeful in this 9-3 game.
Keep hope alive.
Yeah.
It's never too late. There's no clock in baseball. That's what we like about it.
That is what we like about it.
Keep the line moving. You never know.
That game last night moved pretty quickly after an hour and 25-minute rain delay. Berkman to right field. Murphy.
I mean, 2 nights ago?
2 nights ago.
The Roy Oswald game.
Yes.
If you're going to have a long rain delay, Roy's your man. He's the guy you want on the hill.
2 nights ago. Carlos Lee is 1 for 3.
Blue Jays beat the Giants 3-2 in Toronto. Downs beat Zito. Encarnacion hit home run number 9. Kevin Gregg saved number 17. Zito 7-3 with the loss. He pitched well. He hasn't been quite as good as he was early in the year, but still solid numbers for Barry Zito. We should see him, right? In the Giants series.
Should.
What's today? Today's Friday.
Monday's an off day.
Day off too?
Not sure. I believe they are. Well, we're waiting to see if there's another Lincecum-Oswald matchup in that series. They both pitched on the same day this time around. Zito still respectful 7-3 with a 3.13. Even with that loss today at Toronto.
They were off yesterday, and they're also off Monday. I think if everybody's healthy, Bruce Bochy's going to try to see Lincecum, Kane, and Zito as much as possible.
I think I read that he's going with a 4-man rotation here with those days off you talked about coming up, at least for the next week or so. They don't need a 5th starter.
See, that's my next crusade. Nolan's on the pitchers go deeper into the game, throw more pitches crusade. I want to see somebody have the contemplate at least go into a 4-man rotation.
Ruth Ryan will do it.
Oh, yeah.
Former tennis star.
Yeah.
She's a gamer.
Well, what a competitor. We were playing doubles ping pong against my wife one time. My wife was about 7 months pregnant, and Ruth just kept hitting little dunkers over the net.
That's nasty. She'd do anything to win. It's that competitive spirit. Well, she used to go out and catch Nolan when he'd be getting ready for spring training. Put on the game. Now, what wife would do that with a guy who throws like he did?
I doubt that he was cranking it up.
Probably not. Fly ball near the line, handles it over. And it's out number 3. But still, even at 80 miles per hour.
Reach back for something extra. Nolan, let's go. Show me something.
Come on, give me what you got. 9-3, Texas. Board of the Baseball for Youths. For more information on Chevy's commitment to Youth League baseball programs, visit ChevyTexasBaseball.com. 9-3, the Rangers lead it. Here's the 8th inning. For Gustavo Chacin. And a foul ball from the leadoff man, Elvis Andrus, strike 1. He's 0 for 3 with a walk and an RBI on a ground out. Chacin last time out against the Yankees on Sunday walked 2, and those 2 runners came around to score. Did not retire a batter. It's 1-1. Pirates lost again. 4-3 at home to Cleveland. Fausto Carmona beat Paul Maholm, with Kerry Wood getting his 5th save. Blum fields the 1 hopper. 1 out for Chacin.
That's 12 in a row. Pittsburgh Pirates have lost.
You know that story you were telling us about last night, that over the winter the Pirates quietly extended the contracts of their manager and general manager? That's very unusual. Didn't even announce it.
Yeah, it's just some kind of a release, at least, some kind of an announcement.
It's almost like, well, let's try to sneak this one by everybody.
We don't want to get hammered by the newspaper and the talk radio folks.
According to Michael Young, he has a double in 3 trips and a walk.
Everybody's focusing on the Penguins right now. Let's just kind of get this done and see if we can sneak it by everybody. It's a large beverage she had in her hand.
Very large. Got to stay hydrated this time of year. Rolling out the shortstop, Manzella. Young is out number 2. And Ian Kinsler's next.
Philadelphia Phillies starting to show some life with the bats again. They just took 2 out of 3 from the Yankees and now beat the Twins 9-5 tonight. For so long, the Phillies have just stopped hitting. Ryan Howard hit a couple of home runs. He now has 13. Chase Utley, his 11th. 9-5. Phils beat the Twinkies. Punto went deep for Minnesota. Punto.
Did you see the apparently the Phillies, Ruben Morrow Jr., their general manager, admitted he's had a conversation with the agent for Pedro Martinez?
Yes, I did see that.
Ball 1. They're not really talking contract yet. They just had a conversation.
His willingness, his availability, I guess, and his help.
Smash into left center field. Kinsler takes his hitting streak to 8 games now. He had walked the 3 previous times. Now he swings the bat.
And Chase Utley refuting his story today. Apparently Davey Lopes was quoted in an article talking about Utley and Davey probably trying to defend Utley, who had been struggling, saying that his knees bothering him a little bit. And I think Utley, he's such a gamer, he doesn't want that to get out there as an excuse. So he said, no, I'm fine. I'm just dealing with the average, typical aches and pains that an everyday player deals with. But he had that hip problem a couple years back, and I would not be surprised if there was something a little bit more going on with Utley.
263 for David Murphy, 2 homers, 21 driven in. David's had 175 at bats. He looks at strike one. David's walked 8 times.
First major league home run tonight for the young phenom with the Florida Marlins, Mike Stanton. A kid with tremendous power potential, just 20 years of age.
He had crazy minor league numbers when they called him up. 1-1. Murphy, 28 years old. He was a first-round pick of the Red Sox in 03, traded to the Rangers in 07. The Eric Gagne deal. Well, you look back over some of the trades they've made. They've been pretty astute for the Rangers. 1-2. David was a big Astros fan growing up.
He made some good decisions, coming on the heels of some really bad ones, and that A-Rod decision, giving him all that money, set them back quite a bit. He's one of the creditors listed in the bankruptcy deal.
Yeah, about $25 million still owed to A-Rod by the Rangers. So yeah, he's a list of creditors. Apparently the creditors are being allowed by the bankruptcy judge, according to one story, to go ahead and write in their objections to the situation and offer their case for what they feel should be done in this bankruptcy proceeding. Some feel that a different offer should have been considered. Murphy strikes out to end the top of the 8th inning with the score 9-3 Rangers. Three and 2 with a 1.98 ERA.
Yeah, very good numbers for Darren O'Day. He's been busy working for the 32nd time this year now. That side winding delivery. And as you would expect with that delivery, awfully tough on right-handed hitters. They're hitting a .141 against them. Lefties 375, and all adds up to 219. Delivery, as funky as it looks, not as taxing as the traditional over-the-top or high three-quarters delivery. Usually guys that throw this way can go out there quite a bit.
Right-handers have had a rough time against O'Day. Jeff Fulcino warming up for the Astros as Hunter Pence bats. He has 2 doubles and an RBI. And there's strike one to Hunter. Scott Feldman in 7 innings, allowed 9 hits, 3 runs. He walked 1 and he fanned 6. He's in position for win number 5 of the year. Slider clips the corner, and it's a 1-ball, 2-strike count for Darren O'Day. Right-handed hitters 141 against O'Day with 9 hits and 64 at-bats and 1 homer. Challenge to hang in against a guy like him. Whoa.
Especially after that one.
You know it.
And he throws that little frisbee sliding over the outside corner. It's going to be tough to reach out and do anything with it.
And now the sliders foul back. O'Day began his career in the Angel organization. He was an undrafted free agent from the University of Florida. Native of Jacksonville. He was with the Mets last year. She's been here before. That sign is well worn by now.
Prince Charming.
Little chop up the middle. Backhanded Kinsler. Quick throw, and that's quite a play. He got off a quick and strong throw.
Realizing that it was Hunter Pence going down the line, who goes down that line about as well as anybody. Kinsler had to unload in a hurry. Nice play.
Darren O'Day was a waiver claim by the Rangers in April of 09. He had been with the Mets. He was a Rule 5 pick with them. Jeff Blum has an RBI single in 3 trips. There's strike 1 to him.
A lot of guys with this delivery came to it out of necessity. More traditional, but getting knocked around and had to come up with a gimmick, something, so that they could survive and drop down to the side.
Smoke with the toss to O'Day. 2 outs.
Just about everybody that pitches, no matter when you start, high school, little league, whatever, just about everybody's conventional. 3/4 delivery, and either you see somebody that you go, hey, I want to try that. And maybe you grew up watching Ed Colby or somebody like that. He wouldn't have. He's not old enough.
Maybe watch tapes.
Yeah.
Roberto Quintero is 0 for 3. Manzella on deck.
Maybe he watched that guy that we had a few years back that I can't remember his name of. And who remember the kid we had here for a little bit?
Oh, yeah, Brandon Puffer. Brandon Puffer.
Puff Daddy. And that was his deal. He was a traditional guy, and then wasn't having any success, so dropped down, learned how to drop down, made it to the big leagues, at least for a little while.
Yeah, her rally cap on.
It's kind of ironic because the guy that O'Day is replacing, Feldman, was the other one. He brought him back on top.
Billy Wagner got his 13th save in Atlanta's 6-4 win over Kansas City. Derek Lowe won his 9th. 1-2, and Ned Yost returned to Atlanta. Nate Robertson won his 5th with Florida taking Tampa Bay 7-4. And Stanton home run, who you talked about. Leo Nunez got his 14th save. Been a lot of outstanding young players made their debuts, many of them pitchers this year. Strikeout ends the 8th inning for O'Day. 9-3 Rangers heading to the 9th. on his right elbow. The results would not be known until Monday. And Brad Mills said he would try to stay away from using him this weekend, but here he is in this 9-3 game.
And Jeff has struggled quite a bit of late. That ERA up to 7.92 now for 25 innings of work. 5 homers, 307 batting average. Sheen, 2 solid innings, pitched scoreless baseball.
Al Pedrique, the bench coach, and Brad Mills talk it over with Hamilton leading it off. Josh has a 2-run single and a triple tonight. He has scored twice. Colorado leads Milwaukee 2-0 in the bottom of the 5th at Colorado. And Clint Barmas is the starting shortstop tonight for the injured Troy Tulowitzki. Here's strike one. Jason Hamels on the mound against Manny Parra. Darren Oliver's been warming up in the Ranger bullpen. It's no balls, 2 strikes. It's a good Friday night crowd. Paid attendance 33,951 as Oliver works. Former Astro getting loose for the Rangers. The ageless one.
Interleague play very popular. Attendance spikes every year for the interleague action, especially when you have like Texas and Houston, Mets, Yankees, Sox, Cubs. The downside, of course, is it does create an imbalance in the schedule. Rangers, their interleague schedule is pretty soft this year. Nobody currently above 500 from the National League on their schedule. So far, they are 6-3 in interleague play.
Looping liner into right center field. Hamilton has his 3rd hit of the night.
Seems like he has 3 hits every time he plays the Astros.
327 lifetime hitter against Houston coming into this game. Almost sounded like it might have broken the bat.
I believe it did.
Chino and Quintero talked with Smoke, the batter. Smoke has 4 runs batted in. See, the Rangers have really picked on teams under 500 this year. They have a .714 winning percentage, 30 wins and 12 losses when they played teams under 500. And they are 8-16 against teams over 500. Strike to Smoke. It's a 1-1 count. Berkman not holding Hamilton at first in this 9-3 game. Boston down the Dodgers 10-6. Dubront got the win.
Just called him up, didn't they?
Yeah, they did. His debut tonight. Daniel Bard got his 3rd save. White Sox got a run in the 11th. They shaded Washington 2-1. The game started by Steven Strasburg. Bouncer Berkman. Berkman looks in his mitt. There it is. And he goes to first. 1 out with Hamilton moving to second base.
Quick hands by Lance to handle this tough hop. He wasn't sure he had it. It's kind of fun. Boom. Second. Oh, yeah, there it is. I got it.
That's 1 out. Hamilton to second for Matt Trainer. Trainer's 2 for 4 tonight and drove in a run. Could have had a 3rd hit, but Tommy Manzella went high to snag his line drive. Ball for strike one. Last year with the Rangers winning 5 of 6 from the Astros, Texas averaged 5.2 runs per game. And hit 16 homers in those 6 games. The last few years, it seems there's been at least one really high scoring game in the 6 between the two. Rangers play in one of the best offensive ballparks in the majors. So the challenge for Ron Washington's pitchers is keeping the score down. Normally they can count on the Rangers scoring runs. They don't have to have ERAs of 3 to win in that part. 1 ball, 1 strike. Drew Storen took the loss for Washington in the 11-inning White Sox win, with Bobby Jenks getting his 14th save. Well, that combination of Strasburg and Storen could be something for years to come for the Nationals.
And definitely a franchise on the rise, and of course, with the first pick in the draft this year, they got Ryan Harper, who is like Roy Hobbs. He's one of the best amateur player ever in the history of the draft.
Yeah. Bouncer goes foul. It's interesting to see these players come in right after they sign. In the case of the Astros, they brought their second pick in the draft, Mike Poltanevich, in to throw a bullpen tonight here. And in the case of the Cincinnati Reds many years ago, they drafted Barry Larkin. When he graduated from Moeller High School, they brought him in and had him take his licks in the batting cage alongside the likes of Johnny Bench and Pete Rose. He did not sign that year. He went on to the University of Michigan. That hit the bat, huh?
Yeah, I think it hit the knob of the bat, the handle.
And they drafted him again after college and signed him then. Right off the knob. Chino throws outside. It's 2 balls, 2 strikes for Jeff. Chris Sampson's been rehabbing in the minor leagues, hopeful of returning soon to the Astros bullpen picture. He's slated to make his second rehab appearance tonight for Round Rock to throw 1 inning. He threw an inning in his first outing on Wednesday at Corpus Christi, so Chris could be really close.
Hey, batter, 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 hey, batter, hey, batter, 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 swing, batter.
And he does and fouls it.
How'd Tiger do today, did you see?
He was one over for the day, maybe.
Nicholson played well, shot 66. Wow.
66 on
those greens.
with those greens?
Yeah.
Tiger said he hated those greens. Swing and a miss, and Quintero throws to first base to complete the strikeout for out number 2. Not a whole lot of people are going to have sympathy for Tiger criticizing the Poa annua greens at Pebble Beach. Julio Bourbon is next. He tripled and scored in the 6th inning. Then he walked in the 7th. He's 1 for 3. Best players in the world should figure out a way to handle it, even though it is difficult, apparently, to putt on that surface and get the greens to hold. But nonetheless, they are the best. Joaquin Arias is in the on-deck circle as it's fouled back. There's strike 1 to Bourbon. Pitcher spot due up next for the Rangers, and they have Oliver warming up. So their mission appears to have been accomplished tonight. Get that bullpen some rest. Neftali Feliz leads the American League in saves with 18. He's had a rest tonight. That was the plan, no matter what the case.
Yeah, that's the thing. When you're giving your close of the night off, and then you don't have to worry about protecting a close game. That's sweet for Ron Washington.
So it's Oliver getting ready for the 9th. Johnny Cueto's pitching for Cincinnati in Seattle. 0-0. Bottom of the 3rd. And foul back there by Bourbon. Rangers have the fleet-footed center fielder to cover all that ground. He was not hitting until a few weeks ago, but now things have turned in his direction. But they stood behind him, so they were not really close to sending him down, even though things were not working for him that well at the plate. And he has responded. Slaps that one into left field. Stop sign at third for Coach Dave Anderson for Hamilton. And it's first and third now with 2 outs.
Well, that's the thing. When you're playing winning baseball and you have a lot of firepower, you can let a young player scuffle a little bit and not feel compelled to make a move. If you're doing a lot of losing, you tend to want to make changes. A player that's struggling.
That's for sure.
Bourbon doesn't have to carry much of the load here with all the firepower in the middle of this order.
Joaquin Arias is the pinch hitter now for the pitcher O'Day. O'Day worked 1 inning, allowed no hits, no runs, had a strikeout. Arias, a .290 hitter for 69 at bats, has no homers, 3 runs batted in. He's 1 for 5 as a pinch hitter. 25 years old from the Dominican. Chino delivers ball 1 to him. Arias had only 8 at bats with the Rangers last year, but 110 in 2008 when he hit .291. He was traded by the Yankees to Texas in the A-Rod deal. It's 1-1. What we're hearing about the Rangers, once they get this bankruptcy cleared up, they are ready to take on payroll before the July 31st deadline. Fly ball right field line. Berkman giving chase into foul territory, and over the shoulder he snags it to win the Rangers' ninth with no runs, 2 hits, 2 men left, 9-3 Rangers. Here's the bottom of the ninth with the Rangers leading the Astros 9-3. And former Astro Darren Oliver coming in with no decisions and a 1.48 ERA.
Darren, 39 years of age now, holding up just fine. .148 ERA for 29 appearances, 36 strikeouts, just 7 walks, and 30 1/3. Remarkable staying power to his career.
Absolutely. He becomes the 5th Ranger reliever to notch 30 appearances with this one tonight.
This is his 3rd go-around with the Rangers. Came up with them in '93, was there through '98, and moved on to St. Louis, went back to Texas in 2000, 2001, and then rejoining them again this year. Was an Angel the last couple of seasons. And, the start of the last decade, it looked like he was toast. A couple of years we had ERAs in the 7s.
Manzella It's one foul. We've been seeing about a few players we've been seeing recently.
Jamie Moyer, and we saw Bruce Chen in Kansas City.
Yeah. Crazy the way these guys reinvent themselves. Darren has not pitched for the last 5 days. He gets Manzella on a breaking ball. 1 out in the 9th.
Those years when Darren was struggling with the Rangers back in 2000, 2001, he was being used as a starting pitcher, and it may have been just a case of making the adjustment and moving to the bullpen. And sometimes what happens is, as a pitcher, you lose your stuff, and you can't compete against a lineup 3 and sometimes even 4 times around. But as a reliever, when you're working an inning at a time, you're just fine.
Pedro Feliz is the pinch hitter for Jeff Fulcino. There's strike 1 to Pedro. 274, a career pinch hit average with 2 homers, 20 runs batted in. Very good numbers. Feliz is pinch hitting for the first time this season. Last night he was 0 for 4 in Kansas City. Hopper goes to third, and Michael Young gets it over the first. 2 outs. Now Michael Bourne. Astros down to their final out in this game, trailing 9-3. They've been out hit 12-9. Rangers trying to make this their 6th consecutive win. The Astros. And Bourne has not hit the ball out of the infield tonight. 3 ground outs and a strikeout. The Astros won the final game of the series last year. Texas had won 5 in a row. That winning streak ended last year. No balls, 2 strikes. Rangers trying to make this 6 wins in a row overall for them. Bourne puts it in the air to left field. Hamilton backing. And Scott Feldman is a 5-game winner. He goes to 5-6 with this win. Wandy Rodriguez falls to 3-10 with the losses. The Rangers claim their 6th in a row. Final score: Rangers 9, Astros 3.